Every who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot. But the Grinch who lived just of Whoville did not.
The Grinch hated Christmas the whole Christmas season.
Now please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason.
It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right.
It could be perhaps that his shoes were too tight. But I think the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Whos, staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm-lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now hanging a mistletoe wreath.
And they're hanging their stockings.
He snarled with a sneer.
Tomorrow's Christmas. It's practically here.
Then he growled with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming.
I must find a way to stop this Christmas from coming.
For tomorrow he knew all the Who Girls and Boy would be bright and whirly and rush for their toys. And all the noise, all the noise, all the noise, noise, noise. That's the one thing he hated. The noise, 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 noise. The Who's young and old would sit down to a feast, and they feast, and they feast, and they feast, feast, feast.
They would feast on Who pudding and rare Who roast beef, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least.
And then they do something he liked least of all. Every Who did in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They stand in hand and the Whos would start singing. They sing and they sing and they sing, sing, sing. Of this Who Christmas sing, the more the Grinch thought,
I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I put up with it now. I must find a way to stop this Christmas from coming. How?
Then he got an idea, an awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea.
I know just what to do. Ha 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 ha.
The Grinch laughed in his throat, and he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat.
You're as cuddly as a cactus, and as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a
The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch? No.
The Grinch simply said,
If I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead.
so he called his dog Max, and then he took some red thread and tied a big horn on top of his head. Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh and hitched up old Max.
Then the Grinch said,
Giddy up!
And the sleigh started down toward the homes where the Who's lay sneezing their tail.
all their windows were dark, white snow filled the air. All the Who's were all dreaming sweet dreams without care. When it came to the first little house on the square,
This is stop number 1.
So the Grinchy called this and climbed to the roof. He climbed to the roof with empty bags in his fist.
then he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch. But if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch.
He got stuck only once for a moment or two. Then he stuck his head cut at the fireplace flue. With a little of his stockings, he all hung around.
These stockings
He grinned.
are the first things to go.
Then he slithered and slunk with a smile most unpleasant around the whole room, and he took every present.
Pop guns and bicycles, roller skates, drums, checkerboards, tricycles, popcorn, and plums. And he stuffed them in bags, and the Grinch very nimbly stuffed all the bags up the chimney.
Then he slept to the icebox. He took the Who feast. He took the Who pudding. He took the roast beef. He cleaned up the icebox as quick as a flash. But even that Grinch took the last can of Who hash. Then he stuffed out the food with the chimney with glee.
And now,
Grinned the Grinch.
I must stuff up the tree.
And the Grinch grabbed the tree, and he started to shove, when he heard a small sound like a coo of a dove. He turned around fast, and he saw a small Who.
Little Cindy Lou Who, who was not more than 2. The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter who got out of bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said,
Why, Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why?
But you know the old Grinch was so smart and so slick. He thought up a lie, and he thought it up quick.
Why, my sweet little tot.
the fake Santa Claus lied.
There's a light on this tree that will light on one side, so I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, and I'll bring it back here.